Welcome to the first season and the first episode of Muses and Mimosas.
Thank you for having me. How exciting.
What is the most common misconception about you?
Ooh, good one.
So we'd like to welcome our very first guest, Erika Doyle from Drink Dry.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Thank you so much for having me.
So Erika's choice of drink from Drink Dry was the red sangria.
I mean,
Red
I'm
sangria.
absolutely obsessed with it. And Rhino over here has developed this recipe. It's probably one of our easiest, simplest recipes, right? And Rhino developed this recipe probably 2.5 years ago at the very first event you did with us when you joined us about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. And to this day, I mean, and he's created some phenomenal drinks over the last few years, but it's just a classic. It reminds me of summer, sharing concept, you know, being friends and family. And it just hits the spot every time. Okay. How gorgeous is that?
Can we have a straw? Because I'm going to take a sip of hers. I'm going to try yours.
You know, last September, we actually we were invited to the winery that produced Sangre de Toro in Barcelona. And I think for me, the added bonus to that, every time I drink it, it's, you know, this how sensory elements come into play.
So it brings
I
you
feel
back.
the sun.
Yeah.
I can smell the food. I can genuinely, like, it gives me goosebumps.
Takes you
I
back.
can genuinely feel like I'm back in Spain enjoying the drinks. Thank you, Rhino.
Let's have a taste then,
Come on then. Not the first sip, it is your
Cheers,
birthday.
ladies.
as it's my birthday.
Cheers. It looks so, like, the colour is so strong. It looks beautiful.
Actually delicious. Do you know what I can really taste? Cherries.
Yes, and that comes from the non-alcoholic wine.
Okay.
I think you can really taste the mandarin as well. And I think it's such a well-rounded drink. It's really refreshing.
I can see
perfect.
why it's your favourite.
Mm-hmm.
It
So
does
I
taste
shall
really
enjoy that.
summery.
Yeah,
it
it
is
does.
really, really summery. That's lovely.
So drink up while we get to know
You.
Erika Doyle.
I'm so excited. Tell me.
Do you want to start?
Yeah. Okay, so our first question is, without your job, without your role, what you do, we want to ask, who are you?
Oh my gosh, you're going
This is a
straight
tough
in.
question.
Who is Erika?
So without the, I'm a mom, I'm a, CEO, I'm a boss. Who
I'm a
is
really good
Erika?
friend. I'm a really good friend. And I think it recently has dawned on me. I had a realization that I was so blessed to grow up in a really women-dominating environment. So picture this. My grandmother was one of 9 girls, right?
Oh, gosh.
One of 9. And they were all mega women. And this is like early 1900s, you know. They were farmers, they ran farms, they were doctors, they were factory owners. You wouldn't mess with them, right?
Yeah.
And all 9 of them went on to have daughters only.
Oh, God.
So, and more than 3. So my mum is one of 3 sisters, and in her cousin line, it's only girls. So as somebody who was growing up, any family wedding, gatherings, it was so women heavy, and women were dominating the whole kind of wedding. You know, we didn't have the father of the bride make a speech.
Yeah.
It was always the mother of the bride made a speech. We just made up our own traditions with it.
Yeah.
And in kind of like my cousins, we have a few boys. We're probably 80% girls still. And I think through that, I really learned the power of friendship and like women friendship.
Yeah.
You know, men would always come and go, like, and everybody valued marriage, and everybody valued having men in the family, but they would come and go, and everything surrounded around women and women friendship. And I think as I was growing up through that, I really always valued what being a good friend means and what that gives you as a person. So when I see my 3 little girls having really strong friendships, it resonates really deeply with me. So I think the one thing I pride myself on is being a really great friend. And I think that's the one thing that defines me the most. If I can't say I'm a mom or a wife or the kind of the everyday things. And it's one that's really hard to maintain because, you know, having 3 kids, having a job, having so many different responsibilities, unless you actively carve out time for it,
It doesn't happen.
And you fight for that time. You know, it's so easy to say, I'm spending today with my best friend or with my friend, and then something else will come in that seems like a priority. But unless you go, no, we're not changing that. Like I'm being a friend today.
Yeah. That's a great answer. I'm the complete opposite with I'm not that I'm a bad friend. I'm very, very boy heavy with my entire family. Like it's all boys until I broke the cycle and had a girl. So,
but you see, like, I think that's
Princess
such a defining piece of us, how we're growing up, you know. When I came to Dubai, the first thing I did, and it was so subconscious, like I was seeking out my tribe above all else. Like I didn't want to find mummy friends. I wanted to find who's going to be my tribe, because when I'm surrounded with women, like going to a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner with like 50 women, I genuinely, the moment I step into that environment, I'm like, I'm home. Like this is my happy place.
Nice.
I know how to operate here. I know how it works. I know how friendships work here. Like I'm in my happy place.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. So question number 2. Is there a moment in your life that changed your life? When was it? And was that a domino effect for where you are today?
100%. It was meeting my husband.
Oh.
He completely, single-handedly, the moment I met him, he ruined all of my life plans that I had set out. And to that day, I was 23 when I met him. And, you know, I left home at 16. I moved countries, went to college, went to university, came to London, got my dream job. And it was all working like clockwork. I knew exactly where I was meant to be. I knew exactly at what point in my life I'll have enough money for a deposit to buy a place in London. Like it was all so perfectly planned out. And, you know, in my family, I was kind of like, everybody would always joke around. They're like, if you want to know the future, ask her. Because she just makes it all happen. And then I met my husband and everything just completely got turned upside down because he was older than me. He didn't live in London. So that was like, well, in my plan, I had to meet somebody who lived in London already. So
where did he live?
He lived in Sussex, so a good 2 hours away. He had a 10-year-old boy who lived with him half of the week. So, you know, his priorities were already set in stone, and they're kind of life values that you can't just say to somebody, well, just move. It's not a job. You can't move away from a child, you know. So everything around him and the way his life was kind of centered just threw everything out of kilt for me. And, you know, I was 80% into going into diplomatic service in Lithuania. I'd passed my exams. I had one last thing pending, which would have taken me out of London for maybe 3 years. Then I was going to come back. You know, I had everything planned out to a moment. And then
Until you didn't.
And then that's it. And then I met him. And then, you know, we got married when I was 25. Like in my head, I wasn't going to get married until I was 32. I don't know why 32, but it was always
in your mind.
You know, by the time I was 32, I was married, had 3 kids. And I was like, what? Who is this person? Yeah, that was an absolutely critical defining moment, meeting him.
Amazing. And all for the better.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What is the most common misconception about you or what you do?
I don't know whether it is true now, but definitely when I started Drink Dry, I think there was, so we're talking 4.5 years ago, you know, I just turned 30 something. So pretty young, 6'2", blonde. I hadn't worked for a few years because I had children. So I stepped out of the work environment. My husband is older than me, quite successful in what he does. When we moved to Dubai, our main connections and our network came from him. So it was his people, you know, and everybody, before we met, I had my own personality. Like I was Erika. And then in time, because I stepped out of the kind of limelight and had kids and very much moved into the background. And when we moved to Dubai,
you were his wife.
I was his wife. And I remember the moment somebody introduced me. This is Patrick and this is his wife. And they ended it there. Like they didn't mention my name.
The trading
and I was
spouse
like,
sentence.
Oh, it hit me so hard. And I think there was genuinely a misconception when I started Drink Dry that it was going to be something that I will dilly-dally in.
Yeah.
It was something that, you know,
just a hobby.
A stay-at-home mum is bored and she's just going to, you know, do something fun for 6 months and she's going to pack it in and do something else. And everybody underestimated me. Like enemy, exactly. And I didn't realize that at the beginning, but I very quickly realized this is my superpower. Let them. Let them. Don't fight it.
Yeah.
And then you just come in and you strike it to the point where they're like, oh. And then, you know, the tables turn. They are the ones who are unprepared.
Yeah.
And you just, every single time, you manage to kind of get your way and move further and further and further.
That gives me goosebumps.
Yeah?
Like that power.
Do you get the same? Did you have the same when
No, not really. But I mean, people
see that in your
underestimate me all the time.
mentees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I think it can go one of two ways. You can either get really disheartened about it and, and feel really bad about it and kind of like beats you down, or it can be the fuel. And be smart about it.
100%.
Let people underestimate you. Let them think you're a 6'2" blonde bimbo, and then you come in and you just do what you need to do. Yeah. And I think now it's probably not the case because the results speak for themselves. You know, it's kind of different. So I don't have to do anything. I just kind of sit back and
You're Erika Doyle.
I just smile and I'm like, well, look what we've done. Like 4.5 years of success. What have you done?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was definitely something that I went through, but hopefully not again.
Love that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Is it you or me?
It's you.
It's me. What's the biggest adversity that you've made it through that you didn't think you would?
I would say motherhood, but I don't know if I've made it through yet. Like I think, oh my gosh, yeah. Like I don't think it's adversity is probably a strong word for it, but I think it hits you like it's not what I expected. Yeah. It was a lot harder.
I mean, you've got 3 girls.
I've got 3 girls and they're really close, like they're 7, 6 and 3. So I genuinely felt like I was pregnant for 5 years nonstop. And that's really tough. It's really tough, isn't it? And then you have these kids and they're, they have their own emotions and all 3 of them are entirely different. And so you've got a lot of challenges through that. And you're forever whenever you think you've cracked something, they change and they're growing up and they're forever like leaving you behind. And, I spent in the summer, my 15-year-old niece spent 3 weeks with us in the summer. And I came to a conclusion that having a teenager, it's like living with a schizophrenic. Yeah. I mean, from the moment they wake up, particularly teenage girls, right?
Yeah.
They could be so crazy happy that you feel like something's bad going to happen, or they're so low, or they're so hungry, then they're not going to eat for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
And and they're good kids, they're not even bad kids, but it's so up and down. It's so roller coaster and it's exhausting sitting on the sidelines watching that. So when I think I've got 3 girls coming into that, I think, that's got a long way to go.
Good
I
luck,
don't think I've cracked
Erika.
it. Thank you.
But they say that daughters are easier when they're young and then
harder when they're older.
When they're really well behaved when they're little, and then people are like, oh, it's because she's a girl. And then they say once they're a teenager, you would take a boy over.
Payback.
Yeah.
But the girls are easier. I don't know, like you've got boys, right? Whenever I have a boy mum come to the house with a play date with their boys and they walk in and my girls are just sitting there colouring. Quiet. Yeah. They're just sitting there colouring and they're laughing and they're giggling. They're not jumping, breaking things, breaking guns. Themselves. No, none of that. Like they pick up a Nerf gun and they're like, ugh, like, put it back, So it is easier now. I think we've got some fun to come ahead of us.
Yeah.
It's laying in wait.
Yeah.
What's your biggest achievement? Is it your girls?
It's drink drive.
Well, I wonder.
Like big life thing, I think, like just... No, actually, no, not my girls. I think it's my marriage. I think that's the absolute, and even, it's not even drink dry. I think it's a really solid marriage because if I look at it, if I layer it, if I pull drink dry out of it, I'm still happy. Like I'd struggle to find some, purpose in terms of professional, but I'm still happy. Like I come home and I'm settled, my kids are going to leave one day. Like they're going to go to university. Like even now at the weekends, they're doing their own things, So I'm kind of there, but I'm not 100% needed. I think it's my marriage and my relationship with my husband that is the absolute foundation of all of it. Like if I pulled that one, I think I'd really struggle to build the pieces back up together.
That's so lovely. Okay, so the next question is, what's the biggest lesson that life has taught you so far?
People. Appreciate people and value people and ask for help. I've always been, because I said to you, I think I'm a good friend. I always look to help. Like my initial reaction is, how can I help you? How can I make you happy today? It's your birthday, so I'll bring you flowers because it's your birthday. If it's somebody, I know somebody's having a bad day, I'll call them up and I'll try to always be a good friend, a good person. But what I've realized actually, people want to help too.
Yeah.
Genuinely. And I think it was through the journey of Drink Dry where I had to just really put the big girl pants on and be like, I'm going to go out and ask for help.
If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one.
You can say nothing.
Well, do you know, like, I don't think I would change anything. And I'd say that humbly.
Yeah.
I don't say that with like,
I'm bloody perfect.
yeah. No, I'm pretty good.
I think
Like,
you're pretty perfect.
I'm pretty good. I think, you know, it's a balance. I fear, the reason I say I wouldn't change it, I fear if I took something out of it, things would just become unbalanced, you know? Whereas I think by now, I'm pretty balanced. Like, I'm sure I have some like bad, quirky bits in it and some good ones. But I think overall, there's a balance.
That's
good.
good.
I think I'm pretty good.
I love that answer.
I'll keep
You
what I have.
accept it. Yeah. I like that too.
Right, we're going to move on to quick fire. So
Yes.
don't think about it, just answer.
Okay. Are
Okay.
these a yes and no, or these are...
Short, snappy.
They're short answers.
Ooh,
Okay,
breathe.
ready?
I'm
Go.
ready.
What makes you happy?
Socializing, people.
Infuriated.
Angry.
Yes.
Yeah.
What makes you angry?
Oh, it makes me angry. Okay.
Yeah.
Stupidity, lack of common sense.
What makes you confident?
Good clothes, makeup, hair, all of that stuff.
What makes you excited?
Fun, laughing, good vibes. That's what makes me excited.
What makes you afraid?
Height.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
It's funny because I'm 6'2".
The way you said it as well. You were like, oh. And what makes you go inside of yourself? Introverted.
Nada.
Good. Love that.
Brilliant.
Don't
What
think
makes you
anything.
extroverted?
People, women, big crowds of women.
Okay.
I come to life, women.
Favorite restaurant in Dubai?
I'm going to say Royal Atlantis as a whole, just as a, all
Okay.
of it. Milos, Ling Ling,
Destination.
Heston, all of that.
Favorite movie of all time?
Notebook.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite place in the world?
Dubai.
Good answer. Most ordered on Deliveroo?
Pomelo.
What's one thing on your bucket list?
Meeting Sarah Blakely.
One app you can't live without?
InstaShop. For anything.
If you could be good at something tomorrow, what would it be?
Piano.
If you
No
could only-
idea.
If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Pomelo. Absolutely obsessed. Pomelo.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Pomelo.
Oh God, pretty much the whole of Lithuanian cuisine. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Some
Yeah.
strange things in there.
And the last show you ever binged watched?
Bridgerton.
Fabulous.
Oh, so good, isn't it?
So this or that. Next
You have
section.
to choose what's more important to you. So it's just a simple one word.
Will I get
answer.
judged?
No, of course not.
There's
No,
no right or
judgment
wrong.
here.
Yeah.
So what's more important, skill or mindset?
Mindset.
Character or knowledge?
Character.
Big picture or detail oriented?
Big picture.
Leadership or collaboration?
Collaboration.
Feedback or instinct?
Ooh, good one. Instinct.
Profit or purpose?
See, profit.
Networking events or online connections?
Networking events.
Great answer.
I
And we
felt
had
like
some
you were
viewer
gonna say that.
viewer questions to ask you. Also, I think the one that stood out for me the most was if someone doesn't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
If someone does drink alcohol and they stop and become sober, why would they drink dry if they don't want to taste alcohol? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I think it's partly, it's not so much about the drink itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's feeling included and feeling part of whatever is going on. It is in our DNA, the socializing part. So think of any family gatherings, Christmas, Easter's, birthday, food and drink plays a major role in that, right? And I think if you're not drinking alcohol, and we've got a whole ceremony around that, the beautiful glassware, the cocktails, the traditions around it, right? There's different drinks for different occasions. We've got so much ceremony over the last decades and centuries around alcohol. if you take all of that away, one does feel, and I say that from experience, one does feel very left out, because the choices you then have is water, sparkling water, or soft drinks. Well, I don't drink soft drinks. You know, I could literally count on one hand how many times I had a can of Coke in my whole life. I don't drink soft drinks. So it's partly of being still part of that socializing and the gathering aspect. You know, you can still enjoy the traditions of beautiful glassware. Like, how cool is that? You feel you've got the garnishes in it, you've got the color, you've got the glassware. You feel like this is so much more. Imagine if we were just drinking water. Yeah. Like, you don't have the same vibe. Or if you're going to somebody's birthday and you're not drinking and everybody's saying cheers, you know. Yeah. And these are drinks that are genuinely better for you than soft drinks.
That was a good question. I like that.
Yeah.
And it's such a true answer. It's the inclusion part, right?
It's the inclusion part. You want to be part of whatever is going on around you.
True. What do you think is missing in the market that would really take what you do to the next level?
I think product-wise, we're in the best place we've ever been. You know, when I started Drink Dry 4.5 years ago, we were the promoters and the advocates of all the kind of new brands, craft, and they're quite hard to, because not only are you creating the category, you're creating the brands within them as well. So you real brand builders within that. Product-wise now, we've got the likes of Corona Zero, Stella Artois, we're launching Guinness Zero. These are global brands that have spent decades building the mother brand, and they've now released the 0.0. So they go from here to there because there's brand recognition, there's brand equity. People trust the brand before they trust the liquid, right? So I think product-wise, we're in the best place we've ever been in terms of the people who have been, maybe I want to try some of your products, maybe not. If there was a lack of trust, we're now giving them the brands that just seal the deal. And they're like, okay, it's Corona, it's Peroni, I know it, I'm going to try it. I think the one thing that I would love to see happen, and that's probably not even in the next kind of 18 to 24 months, that's more 5 years or going forward, is producers creating products that have more. So it's not without, it's extra functionality, adaptogens, nootropics, something that you are drinking it for the taste and flavor that's actually good for you. Yeah. So we're currently going from alcohol is bad for you, we still have it, but you cutting back on something that's not great for you to something that's there. It's okay. It's not harmful. Like, it's neither here nor there. It's not
something
bad for
beneficial
you.
Would be
if
amazing.
You went the other end of the spectrum.
Absolutely.
Then.
And I think that would then just become, well, it's good for me, so I will enjoy it just because it's good for me. So I think this, but I don't think that will happen just quite yet. But I think that's where the category is going globally. In America, you see that happen, and it'll come.
So do you want to give our viewers any information on Drink Dry, where they can get it, what restaurants stock it, and any events that you guys got coming up?
Well, I'll share some of my absolute favorite venues in Dubai that I go to. I'm a huge fan of Grosvenor House, the whole, you know, all of the restaurants there, because they have fantastic selection of non-alc, beers, wine, spirits, cocktails. That comes from Drink Dry. So any of those venues, Buddha Bar, Siddhartha Lounge, City Social, Row on 45, they have fantastic options. Royal Atlantis is definitely up there. They have Beer des Amis products. They have pretty much whatever you see here, you'll find it in the menu. And Rhino's done a fantastic job making the cocktails there. A lot of DIFC locations. So Roberto's would be an absolute classic one where they do a beautiful execution of our products. I'm really proud to say that we are now category managers of Spinneys and Waitrose.
Oh, fabulous.
And we've been working very closely with them since the beginning of the year. So when you go into their stores and you see the shelves full of products, we actually help them curate it. We advise them what products they should have, mostly from us, but also if there's another brand distributed by somebody else, like we like to collaborate. If the product is good, it should be on the shelf. And obviously online, you know, you can find us at Drink Dry Store, and you'll see in the next few days, we're launching Guinness 0.0.
Have you tasted that?
It's amazing.
I can't wait to taste that.
Really?
I
actually like
kid
Guinness.
you not. I kid you not.
It's really good for you.
So is this Guinness without the alcohol just as good for you as one with alcohol?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, it's even better.
It's still got, oh wow.
Even better because it has no alcohol.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
you know, we've got great big plans for the brand. And I think it's for everybody who, for people who are beer drinkers or just in general enjoy Guinness for whatever reason, it's an absolute game changer. I don't think we've ever had a product that is going to create such waves as Guinness 0.0. So watch this space.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Pleasure. Thank you for the
so
questions.
much for sponsoring us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
You're welcome, ladies.
but never